What's up, guys? Welcome to the Being Beautifully Honest podcast and channel. Thanks for being here, for being subscribed. If you're not, go ahead and hit that button. And if you're listening on YouTube, hit that like button. It's like walking in the room and hitting that light switch. Let's brighten up the place and get into this beautifully honest reaction. I wanted to give a reaction to this video. This is actually from 10 months ago. And I'm going to put the link in the description so that you can watch it if you want to check it out. But this is Jaguar, right? And we know that she has shared a whole lot when it comes to things that go down in this industry that we call music and entertainment. But it's very troubling as well as eye-opening. A lot of the things that she has shared in light of what has been going down in the past little over a week now when it comes to Cassie and Diddy, and now all of these other slew of litigation papers that have been filed in the courthouses in New York against people in the music and entertainment industry. But I want to go ahead and get into this and share my reaction to this because this is, it's a lot.
Fucker. I'm sorry, I'm a little upset about it. Because Al B. Shore just came out of his coma, and I've been talking to Al, and we've been texting back and forth, and I'm just glad that he's alive to text.
Oh, definitely. Definitely.
Yeah. But when you think about Kim, I was thinking to myself the other day, Uptown Records started with 5 people. Andre Harrell, Al B. Shore, Heavy D, and Puffy. And Kim was the longest working employee because she was there from the very beginning. She was Andre's personal assistant.
Now, that's a revelation to me because I did not know that Kim Porter started out as an employee, independent contractor, whatever, but that's pretty much how seancombs got to know her. And I mean, Al B. Shore too, because we know that she was in a relationship with Al B. Shore and they have a son together.
Kim is dead. Heavy D is dead. Andre Harrell is dead. The only 2 left are Puffy and Al almost died.
Do you get the gravity of that? All of those people that started out with Uptown, out of the 5 of them, only 2 of them are still alive, and 1 is by the grace of God, which is Al B. Shore.
Interesting.
That is interesting.
Heavy D was found dead, face down in the heart attack. Andre Harrell, heart attack. Kim died from pneumonia, but there's the first coroner's report that said that she died. It was ruled a homicide, and they found toxins in her body to prove that she had been poisoned. You know, they have poisons that create heart attack and pneumonia-like symptoms. And then right after that, Al had a meeting, and I was going to meet up with him because we were in Vegas. And then the next thing you know, you want to know what they all had in common, though? The survivors and the late of Uptown Records, they were all writing tell-all books. Andre was writing a book right before he died. Heavy D was working on a book before he died. Kim Porter was working on a book before she died. And Al B. Shore was working on the documentary of his life. And then he goes into a coma. Has Puffy ever been in a coma? Has anything happened to him? He must be the luckiest motherfucker, because it seems like everybody that worked at Uptown Records from the very beginning is gone.
That is a trip. And, when she was going into the causes of death for these people, when she's saying heart attack, pneumonia, like she's using the quote fingers, but basically saying, yeah, that's what they're saying, but what was the real cause? And then she even went into how there are some things, substances, medications, even if you will, that can cause certain things to happen, which is very true. And we also know, prescription medications, they come with all of these side effects. And sometimes when you listen to the side effects, it's like, well, damn, do I even take this medication, or do I just deal with what I'm dealing with if it could cause me to be blind, possibly lose my life, have suicidal thoughts, all of these other things that these medications can cause. So out of all of these people, like, what has really happened to him besides rumors and now being exposed,
Just him. I guess Al disappointed you. I speak for a reason. When you see this bullshit ass motherfucking game fucking with people that you love, that you like, it's too many coincidences.
Too many.
Fuck you, honeycomb.
Oh. Stamp it.
We gonna get you and your little dog, too. And congratulations, young Miami. Run as fast as Cassie did.
Wow. 10 months ago, this is what she was saying. And here we are today.
Has anybody asked themselves about that shit?
I mean, yeah, I'm sure a lot of people are asking about what's going on with it. A lot of people are looking at it as like that's the way the new relationship should work.
What, to get paid?
Yeah,
she was getting $500K a month. She quit because he dropped her down.
Yeah, I think that's where they're at with it now.
No, but understand this. Think about this. And there are women in this room. Why would you quit? What the fuck is going on that $250,000 ain't enough?
Ladies?
Like, fuck the fact that he... I'm just saying, fuck the fact that he cut it from 500 to 200. Who the fuck gives a shit? 200K? Who 250K? Who turning down 250K a month? What the fuck is going on in that relationship that 250K ain't enough?
Could see some things.
That ain't worth 250K. That's gotta be some dark shit.
Are you hearing this right now? And all of the things that have been exposed in the complaint that was filed in court, which had a trigger warning on it, you hear her say she was getting paid $250,000 a month and she still left. So it must have been some really dark things going on for them to still part ways, if you will. And I wouldn't say for them to part ways, but for her to say, I have had enough.
Like, people are not understanding that girl quit $250K. $4 million every quarter. Well, I'm sorry, $1 million every quarter.
Shit.
Now, she was getting $2 million a quarter, but then she got, fuck you got going on. That's so deep that it ain't worth $1 million a quarter.
They told a story about Cassie one time, and she was saying someone had asked her why she cut her hair, and she was like, Diddy said he just liked it that way. And they said when she answered the question, it was like she was in a trance. Like, she was just like, I just don't know. Diddy just said he would like my hair this way. And they was like so in awe, like how she didn't even have a thought about it. It was just what he wanted.
That's how he operates. He has people followed. He has people watched. He does all kinds of fucking. He's a fucking piece of shit.
Too much money.
I feel bad for the kids. Like, don't think that there aren't moments when I'm speaking honestly about that motherfucker that I pray that his children don't hear it. Because that's still their dad. I know what it's like to have a baby with a fucked up ass motherfucker. As much as I can't stand my ex-husband, I would never want my son to feel bad about either one of us being his parent. You know what I mean? Like, exactly. I would never want that.
Exactly.
But their father is the fucking devil. He the fucking devil.
Hold that thought. Why do you think T.D. Jakes was at Puff Daddy's birthday party?
You know, do you remember when Bernie Mac played the minister in Friday?
Yes.
That's how I feel about T.D. Jakes. Like, that's how I see. Oh, Miss Parker, come to pray. But for him to be at a Diddy party, I don't know. Like, I feel the same way about that as I feel about when Tyler Perry came to his church and laid hands on him and he caught the Holy Spirit from Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry is the bishop of what? Like, I've never, like, and I cut a check for $100 and I'm going to lay my hands on your bishop. And he said, and the bitch said, it's on the fucking internet. He's doing all of this, right? And then there's a woman on the dais screaming, push the baby out. Birth that baby. I'm like, are we a church?
Now that was funny. Listen, if you have not seen that clip, if I can find that clip, I'm going to put a link in the description box, because that to this day is one of the funniest things ever, because it's bullcrap. Because Tyler Perry donated $1 million to T.D. Jakes' church, the Potter's House, and he got up there and he laid hands on T.D. Jakes, and he throws his hands up and he's like passing out like he felt something. Okay, he felt he felt that donation about to go into that bank account, and that's what made him feel so overwhelmed. And people can say, "Oh, he already had money; he didn't need it like that." I always say, people that have a lot of money, it doesn't mean that they're going to turn down more, okay, and that they don't want more or even need more. So that was funny.
Or is this about to turn into like a whole nother scene, like a lost scene from Eyes Wide Shut? Like, this shit is looking a little weird. I mean, if Bishop Jakes was at a Diddy party, there could only be two reasons. Money or sex. That's all that happens at Diddy parties. Money and sex. I hope it was for money.
Charitable contribution.
I hope it was for money, because arguing about who's going to put the strap on is... that can be a very uncomfortable situation. You know, we're going to pray on it. Praise the Lord, you know?
Amen.
Listen, that is the end of that, but it was just so much that was said in that little clip, because that interview, I want to say it was definitely at least a few hours long. That's just a portion of that interview that she did on that YouTube channel where they have the blue sofa, the blue couch. But anyway, that was a lot. And for her to share this about 10 months ago, all of the things that she said, in my opinion, in great detail, and reiterating that for Cassie to be allegedly getting paid $250,000 a month. $250,000 a month. That's $1 million every 4 months, right? It must have gotten pretty dark, and to the point where it's like, I literally cannot take it anymore for her to say, I'm out. And we know that she had made attempts on multiple occasions to get out based on what she said in the complaint. So, you know, with all of that being said, I mean, I know Jaguar Wright doesn't have the type of money and access that a lot of people, may be able to have and that are not out here speaking these things. But I don't feel that Puffy really saw her as a threat before, because a lot of people, even though some people believed the things that she was saying, a lot of people were looking at her like she is crazy. So he was just like, no big deal. I'm not even going to waste my time in paying attention to that. But now, like I said before, I feel like Cassie is in more danger now than she was prior to this. Jaguar Wright needs to be careful too. And I'm not laughing. It's just really sad that someone could have so much darkness in their life. It's not even so much darkness in their lives, but their lives are dark. Like, they are darkness. You want to be in the dark so much that you don't want any light shone upon you to expose the dark things that you do in the dark that you do not bring to the light of day for people to have knowledge of. Because it's been reported that a lot of people don't want to sit next to him at the upcoming Grammy Awards. They're thinking about how they can possibly disinvite him. If I were him, I wouldn't, why would you even want to be there? Well, I wouldn't even say if I was him. But why would you even want to be there with all of these things that are out right now and that are not going away? They're not going to go away. I just believe that more people are going to be dropping away from him, not wanting to have anything to do with him. Definitely when it comes to business, because ultimately it's their choice. They don't have to. It doesn't have to be him being found guilty or admitting guilt. They could just say, we don't like having an association with someone that allegedly had these things going on. They don't have these are businesses. This is their right. It's just like someone going into a business and they say, we have the right to refuse service to anyone for any reason. Now, legally, you can't discriminate on the basis of race, religion, creed, sex. Not his crazy sex, but the gender. You know what I mean? Those are the legal reasons that you cannot discriminate against anyone. But for anything else, if you don't like the way someone's hair looks or whatever, you can do that in a private business. And this is something that a lot of businesses, I feel, are going to be cutting away from him because they don't want to have any association with someone that allegedly was doing things like he was alleged to have been doing. So her putting all of this stuff out 10 months ago, for her to say just in this clip specifically, for Cassie to allegedly have been getting paid $250,000 a month, and you decide to leave still, it must have been some really dark, egregious things going on. She said that 10 months ago, and then in real time, we got to read and hear a lot of those things that allegedly were happening in the complaint. So people saying that she just took the cash grab, they're out of line, they're wrong, they don't know what they're talking about. Her filing this lawsuit was her exposing him and getting some semblance of justice for herself versus just deciding to settle behind closed doors and none of these things being exposed to the public so that we could have the right to know about these things, and also giving other alleged victims the opportunity to stand up, speak out, and say, yeah, this happened to me too, and I'm going to try to get the justice that I feel that I'm deserving of as well. So guys, it's a lot. It really is heavy. I'm not even going to lie to you. Every time I talk about this stuff, it drains me so much because this is so heavy. I commend the people who can do constant content discussing this, and it's, there's a new breaking update about this and this and that and the other. And I'm not speaking anything negative about anyone that does this, but it really takes a lot out of you to talk about stuff like this. So I don't even know how people could continuously update after update after update when it comes to all of this stuff. It's just very heavy, very dark. It goes very deep, and I'm just touching the surface of things. I could not be one of those people that's researching and digging deep, doing deep dives and all of that other stuff and spending an hour or two talking about this just in one video. That's a lot. So anyway, guys, I'm just honestly speaking to you. That's what we do here over here on the Being Beautifully Honest podcast and channel. I'm just going to be beautifully honest with you guys, and just to say, just me even speaking about this right now, it really is heavy. I feel the weight of it. So it is sad when I hear people who have dismissed Cassie to be nothing more than a money grabber, a gold digger, an opportunist. They really have no idea. I thank God that I've never experienced anything in terms of being assaulted, but definitely thank God that I've never had a desire to even be in this industry that they call music and entertainment, because it just sounds like so many people have encountered things like this, maybe not on the level that Cassie has dealt with it, but just the mere fact that some man feels that he could even have the gall to say to you, well, yeah, if you have sex with me, then we can work this out, or you can get this track, or I'll hook you up with this single, or whatever the talk in the lingo is. I don't even know. But I couldn't even imagine. And for her to be someone who was so young and having the desire to be in the entertainment industry, I'm quite sure that killed and destroyed her spirit. And hearing Jaguar say that Kim Porter was working at Uptown Records, this is a constant pattern for this man. Getting with people who were working in his sphere and then having a quote-unquote relationship with them long term. It's more so about control. It wasn't even ever about a relationship. So it's so disrespectful to hear him always professing his love for Kim, and he regrets that he never married her and all of this other stuff. And it's like, no, you don't. You didn't love her. You don't love her. You never had any intentions on marrying her. All you wanted to do was control, just like he did with Cassie. And God knows who else. We heard, what's her name? Gina. She did the interview with Tasha K. And she shared that. It was a couple of years ago. It was just a lot. And I cried when I listened to that. But that didn't get the traction because nobody knew who she was. So unfortunately, nobody was really taking that and running with it. So it had to take a Cassie, someone that was more well known, to come out and expose, Because even with Jaguar Wright putting all of this information out there, it was a lot that she shared, and it was getting a lot of eyes and a lot of ears. People were listening to it. But again, because a lot of people were seeing her as crazy, and a broken clock can be right, at least twice a day, there were some things that she said that were far-fetched. Like, I didn't believe the things when it came to her and Tasha K, because Tasha K ain't got that type of power. Because I think in that same interview, or maybe it was a different one, but with the same platform, she was trying to say that Tasha K had gotten her car stolen and all this other stuff that was happening at some hotel out of town. And I'm like, girl, Tasha K does not have that type of power, okay? I don't even believe that. But I digress. I just feel that because a lot of people were also not taking her seriously because they felt like a lot of things that she was saying was far-fetched, she could have came out here and said that, Puffy had sex with his mom, and it could have been true, and a lot of people wouldn't believe it because of who she is, not because of what was said, because they just see her as this crazy lunatic who's just out here blasting everybody and thinks that she knows everything about everybody. But I believe she's seen a lot, experienced a lot, and knows a lot. I'm not saying every single thing that she has said has been true, but when it comes to what she calls them honeycombs, I believe it. I believe it. But anyway, guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments section. Guys, thank you so much for being here, liking, and subscribing. I'm Beth, just being beautifully honest. So until the next time, I wanted to keep it brief, beautiful, and now I'm going to say bye.